Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on, get paid. And all that glitters is gold.
All right, Nico. Take over.
You're going to cut it off at the best part?
I know. I'm sorry. If we could just all together say happy birthday, Nico, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday, Nico!
All right, y'all. Happy birthday, class.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's one way to wake up in the morning. All right. Welcome to session 3 of Ignition. Why isn't this working? Hello. All right. So here's the fun stuff. The TCPA, don't call anybody that's on the don't call list, pretty much. Otherwise, you will be paying lots of money. More stuff, continued. Fair housing. Copyright. Cool. You guys have gone through that, and we'll continue going through that for the next 4 weeks. So, in today's objective, we're going to be going over connecting with your market. You guys have gone into Spark Your Career and Embrace Your Job. That was yesterday with Tom Paul, right? How did that go? Yeah, what did you guys like the most out of that one? Tom Paul's really good. What? Motivational? Yeah, Tom Paul's got a really good, he's got a really good story and a big why, and he loves and is extremely passionate for what he does. And so he's a go-getter. He's really good to learn from. So in today's agenda, we're going to be learning about knowing your market, building your expertise, utilizing resources, and then we'll go over your daily success habits. So who can tell me what knowing your market looks like? Anybody?
For example, in the morning when I come in, the first thing I do is I take a look at what the status of the market here is, how many listings
Ooh.
we have, what the percentage are, so
Mm-hmm.
that kind of stuff.
Good morning. You made it. Welcome. So, Clara, she spends the morning, first thing in the morning, looking on Flex MLS, and she looks at the stats, right? So on Flex MLS, we have all of our monthly market stats on there, and we're actually going to get into that. Who wants to read this? All right, Clara again. Let's do it. Let's all read it together. Here's the truth. If it has been done in another market, it can be done in your market. Once it has been done, no matter where, it's just a matter of finding out how that can be possible in your world. So is anything impossible? No. Just until it's made possible. Flight, yes, ma'am. That's... Mondo, can we get a binder, please? Anything you can do, I can do better. Just me? See, no, you can't. She needs a binder. You got one? Perfect. So that's basically what that quote's saying, right? Is if somebody else can do it somewhere else, you can too. Are there any excuses to be successful in real estate? No?
No excuses.
No excuses. So, Claudio brought up a really good point in knowing our market. One of the easiest ways to know our market and learning how to first start being the expert of our market is by knowing our numbers. So, Clara, since we're on that, can you tell me, speaking of which, where's my papers? Your memory fails me, but you said every morning you do it, and today's the morning. Oh man, am I that distracting? I don't know where my paperwork is. Where I last left it? It's all right. We'll go off the cuff. I had a packet. Yeah. It's a little. That's not it. It's okay. Fly off the cuff. Oh, it is under this underneath this thing. See? What would I do without you guys? Connect with your market. I need to connect with where I leave things. Okay. So some of the statistics that we have on the Flex MLS are things like the average days on market. Does anybody know what the average days on market is? 60
days.
So close. Pretty good. It's pretty good. Anyone else want to take a guess? Just play The Price is Right. You'll probably be right. No? 61.7 days. 61.7. And Clara, what is our list price? Well, I mean our average sale price. Or median sale price.
Well, it depends the area, but in general,
For Gavar. For Gavar. What does it say on Flex?
I believe it's about 489 something, 489 something like that, and the median is about 490, 91.
So you're so close. So the median list price is right around there. It's about $495. The median sales price is $485. I think it's $494. I think is the median list. But so we have all that data there. It's really good to know why. Who can tell me why it'd be really good to know? What was your name? Veronica? Why would it be good to know our numbers? You don't know? What about you, Francie? Why would it be good to know your numbers? The what? Yeah, well, to know what you're doing is a big thing. Yeah, I mean, we're supposed to be real estate what? Experts. Yeah, so you don't get ripped off. So your clients don't get ripped off, right? So in order to be the real estate expert, wouldn't it be kind of important that we kind of know our stuff? Who's going to trust us if we don't know anything? You can probably hire your 9-year-old to sell your house, but they hire you because you're the expert. This is not one of those Geico commercials where it's so easy a caveman can do it. Or is that Geico? I think it is. So we have, let me make sure I'm on the right page here. We have an important aspect to our business in knowing our business. Wouldn't it be important to know how many houses we have listed on the market? Yeah? What if you were, especially getting started, what would it look like if you guys went around and just to add content to your social media, took a look at homes and video recorded yourself for your social media to start making yourself seem like the expert? Go take a look at vacant houses. Know your inventory. When you go to Walmart, not everybody there necessarily knows how many things are on the shelf, but they have that little device, right, where they're like, okay, well, let me check and scan that. But if I go to a car lot, you think the guy selling the car knows how many Honda Accords he has on the lot that he needs to sell? I would assume so. He wants to get them sold. So you want to know your market too. And when you're talking about these houses and you're getting into it and teaching your clientele or your people about them, what ends up happening is you become that expert because you get in that pattern of talking about your inventory, talking about your market. Does that make sense? Yes or yes? I'm going to take that from Tom Paul. He loves his yes or yes, doesn't he? Okay. So where are we here? A well-connected, that is, well-informed agent knows everything they can possibly know about their real estate market, whether it be a neighborhood, a small town, a city, county, or a segment of the market such as downtown condos. What you choose to know well is up to you. I like the way I kind of did it better than the paperwork, huh? All right. So, know your market. Knowing and connecting with the market is all about research and preparation, like we discussed. There are 3 different types of markets. So, Sari, did I say that correctly? Yes? Can you tell me what a buyer's market is?
It says more than 7 months of inventory.
More than 7 months of inventory. And what does that mean? Can you tell me? It's a tricky one. So a buyer's market is when they're, plain and simple, there's more buyers, there's more sellers on the market than buyers. There's more inventory, right? There's more people listing their home, giving buyers a better opportunity and a better selection for houses. Does that make sense? So, in a balanced market, we have 5 to 7 months of inventory in a balanced market. So that means it's about 50-50. Around here, I think a balanced market, we're in a balanced market right around now. We have about 4.7 months of inventory. And that generally equates to about like 14 to 1,500 listings in our market, from what I understand. But it'll be 5 to 7 months of inventory. And so we have a statistic on the Flex MLS. It's called the absorption rate. And the absorption rate is how long, if no other homes got put on the market today and continuously after today, how long it would take for our buyers to eat up our inventory, right? So when we're saying 5 to 7 months of inventory, what we're saying is no other homes being listed, buyers will buy up that market within 5 to 7 months. Does that make sense? So a seller's market is one that we're just leaving right now in 2020, 2021. We jumped into the heaviest seller's market that I think the world has ever seen. That was unnatural. People were paying thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of dollars cash over the value of the house, over the loan value, just to buy houses. Because there was, I think at our low point, we had about 450 houses or something like that in our inventory, 400 houses in our inventory. And there's like 1,000, 1,500 buyers all trying to buy these houses. So every house had 11 to 15 offers on them. It was intense. And I'm not talking about camping. Get it? Tense? No? Okay. So, so a seller's market is less than 5 months of inventory. So right now that we're getting into that buyer's market again, or more of a balanced market, it's more of a fair market. Buyers can negotiate again, right? They can ask for closing costs. We can talk down the price. Sellers can't be as greedy. Any questions about that? Sweet. Means I'm doing a good job. Inventory. Inventory is the number of properties for sale within a market. What is the inventory of our market? No way?
Like what, 1,500 homes?
Just under that. We're just under that. It gets a little confusing too because you'll have to put for specifically residential, and then we have our big market, which is the Gavar, right, which includes Rosamond. We have Cal City in there, some Tehachapi homes, some Santa Clarita homes, but then we have our local market, which is Lancaster, Palmdale, Lake LA, right? And so you can actually section out on Flex MLS to get a better idea of how many houses we have locally or how many houses we have in Palmdale. So I think we kind of jumped the gun on this, but we already said it once. Who can tell me again, what is the average number of days a home stays on the market right now? 61.7. Gold star. Gold star. What is the typical price of a home that our market sells for? We just talked about this one too. What's the price of a home? Come on, Erika, you got this. $485. See, I'm making sure you guys are listening. So, what is based on the inventory, what type of real estate market are we in? Hi, you guys are listening. Good job. Round of applause. Give yourself a round of applause. Good job. No, just me? No, you guys aren't excited? Give yourself a round of applause. This is not a democracy. Okay. Did I skip? Whoa, that jumped, huh? Interest rate and lender regulations. Make contacts with lenders in your area so you can stay up to date on your market and answer any questions your clients may have about the process. So I know our job is to sell houses, but do you think your clients would have some questions about loan programs? Yes. Do you think it would be good to maybe know our loan programs? Yes. What about the interest rate? When somebody's asking, because that's probably the number one question that I get asked, is what's the interest rate today? Right? So the interest rate, who can tell me? What is it? 4? Where? I'm ready to buy. Yeah, so we have a range, right? We have a range. It's actually just below 6 and like the 5.9 all the way up to like 6.7. So there's a range, and it's also good to know too that there's ways to buy down those rates, right? You can talk to your lenders, 2-to-1 buy downs or permanent buy downs. Yeah. So 2-to-1 buy downs, like it saves your clients a lot of money, and you can negotiate closing costs for your client to buy those down. So wouldn't that be good to know? But I'm not a lender. Why do I need to know that? So really good stuff. I don't even know what I'm doing with this at this point because it's so messed up. I'm going to toss this over here. Are we having fun? Yeah. Don't lie to me. All right, so also pay attention to lender regulations and stuff, because a lot of times those there's always new stuff coming out, just like our laws and regulations change, right? There's different qualifications for different loans, so pay attention to how that stuff changes, because sometimes programs are available and then they're not available, and then so pay attention to that stuff. A good place to go to figure out your interest rate is Freddie Mac. FreddieMac.com. FreddieMac.com. So if you go, or if you just type in Freddie Mac mortgage rates on Google, should be like the first link that pops up, and you'll be able to check out in live action, they update it weekly, the mortgage rates. And then you can actually see throughout history, as far as they started recording, how the mortgage rates have been. Does anybody know the highest the mortgage rates have been? But pretty close, yeah, 18. 18.4 or 18.6 or something like that, yeah.
Was that back in 2008?
No. 1981? Yeah. Yeah, I think it peaked in 1980, 1981. But yeah, I mean, you could buy a house for $89,000. That didn't crash the real estate market, though. Mind you, people only made about $10,000 a year at that time. So to buy a house, it was still 8 times what people made on average. So, but money was expensive. That's cheap, huh? Now it's just like, man, I won't even wake up for that. You know, I kept staying asleep. You can't even get a sausage egg McMuffin for $4.29. Economic factors. Economic factors play an important role in agents understanding their market. What is the employment and unemployment rate in your market? How many workers are entering or exiting your workforce? What is the growth rate of your community? And has the government made any changes to the rules and regulations that might affect the housing market? Rising unemployment rates could mean what? Who can tell me? That the market's changing, right? Or we might be looking at a recession, like you said. But if we're having extreme economic growth, that means, or if we know that Lockheed's going to be hiring 60,000 people, which they did at one point a couple years ago. I think like right around COVID, they were hiring like 60,000 new people. What does that mean? Why is that important to know? Because people need houses. We're probably going to get a lot of people moving up here. So maybe you start targeting in your lead generation or putting ads, making ads for those types of people, right? Know your numbers. So, other important market factors to investigate are neighborhood numbers. Our neighborhood numbers are nearby shops and restaurants, nearby health facilities, and nearby neighborhood attractions. So if I just got done showing a house right now, and I was off of 30th and K4. It's good to know the area, to know that I was able to tell them, oh, well, there's a Stater Brothers right down the street. There's a McDonald's right there. The college is right here. Kaiser's only about a mile away, right? And they're like, oh, that's really good information. Now we really like the area, right? So know what's in your neighborhood. If you're on the east side on 30th Street East, what's over there? There's that. What about 30th and R? What's right by there? What, the water park? Right? Neighborhood attractions? All right. And you're only about a mile away from the Home Depot and the Super Target? Right? And isn't that on 47th? There you go. That is, it's a huge important thing. I can't. There's so many times, especially with. Sorry, I need to put this thing on silent. Especially with older clients, right? Older clients, I get it all the time. Well, we can't live that far out because we need to be close to the hospital. So it's important to know where those hospitals are at. And which one they probably should live by, because maybe they don't want to live by Palmdale, the Palmdale Hospital. I hear a lot of bad things. I don't know. I've never been there, or is it AV? Which one's the bad one? Is AV one? Which one do you not like going to? Both. The hospital. The rap is AV. Right on. All right, so. Oh, watch for new developments. New developments like new builds in the area, right? So we have a new build. We have a new build that's happening out in Verde, and we just had another one that was over there. I think that one's sold out now too, off of like 70th. And so a lot of times these builders will offer really, really good rates or things for buyers that'll get them a really good deal. right? People like shiny and new, right? So I've done this too when I first got started, and I'll still do it from time to time, but when these new builds are happening, I'll go over there and just like I said, do these videos. And sometimes I'll even have the agent that's there be a part of it and have her talk about, you know, what they have, the rates that they have or what have you. Because they'll do, I think the one that they're doing right now that I just read is that buy down that we were talking about. They're giving that to anybody that buys the house. They're giving that buy down to anybody that buys the house. So they're paying for that cost so that the buyer can have a lower rate. So I don't even need to negotiate it. It's easy. And they pay generally pretty good commissions. 3%. So it's worth checking out. So that stuff is cool. Ahas. What you learned so far?
Know your market.
That is the title of this chapter. Yes. The what? Oh, yeah, you can negotiate closing costs. Not just for the closing costs, but to actually buy down interest rates. Lorena, what have you learned?
Check Flex MLS every morning.
Check it, yeah, or get in the habit, check it in the morning for new listings. Those numbers update monthly, right? But just get in the habit. Take a quick look. Okay, what came on the market while I was asleep? Or while I wasn't looking in the afternoon yesterday. Because a lot of times I've had this happen too. I have somebody specifically looking for something, and if I'm not checking it every day, I'll miss it because sometimes the parameters that I have set for my client where they're getting set, because you can set parameters on Flex MLS so they automatically, you can subscribe them to whatever it is that they're looking for. It might not be in there. I've seen mobile homes get listed as regular houses, you know, or I've seen vacant land being listed as residential, or an office building that I'm looking for and it gets listed incorrectly. But if I'm paying attention to the market, who gets there first? Yeah, yeah. Now we're talking about building on expertise. So, once you know your market and you're familiar with all the important numbers, it's time to begin building your expertise, becoming the real estate expert of choice. So, just knowing the numbers is kind of just the first step, right? Just because you know your numbers, does that make you a 10 out of 10 real estate agent? Does that make you an expert just because you know your numbers? What are some ways you have already built? I can't speak. What are some of the ways that you're already building your expertise? I swear to God. The amount of sounds that come out of that phone. Anyone?
Know about the interest rates, the lenders, the kind of market you're in, all of that factors into helping you make decisions or negotiate for your clients.
Yeah. So that's all of that stuff is with knowing your market, right? That helps build your expertise. What are some other ways we can help build our expertise?
Know your contract.
Oh, Clara, gold star. Know your contracts. So knowing your contracts is a really good thing to do because when somebody's signing it and you're like, what am I signing? And you're like, stuff. You know, let me read this with you for the first time while you're signing it. Does that sound very expert of you? So contracts is a good one. Knowing your loan programs, we talked about that. What about knowing the services that you can offer, right? What about connecting with contractors and, you know, local handymen having a book of business that allows you to be the person, the expert, on anything houses. If somebody, I have people that call me all the time now, not even just to use me, but they're like, hey, I know you know somebody. Cool. Because now they're calling me for everything else. They're going to call me for what? That's right, baby. That's right. So, yeah, be an expert. Be an expert. Now, let's look at some of those steps. So, we talked about learning our market. Now, learn your clientele. Listen to individuals and keep up on the headlines and context. So, news articles, right? If you're hearing it, so is everybody else. But what do you know that they don't? Because the news likes to what? They like to lie. They like to scare people. They like to scare. They like to scare people. So know your lore. Who can tell me what lore is? What is lore? I'll give you a hint. It says it right underneath it. Language of real estate. Woo. So, lore is the language of real estate, which is those statistics. Which are those statistics? So, we do our lore meeting generally every third Thursday of the month when we do our awards. A lot of times we'll do our awards and then we do lore, and we'll make it like a fun game or something like that. And then notice changes over time in your personal business. Your stats are not going to be the same as the what? The market stats. So as you start doing business, you're going to have an average list price, an average sales price. List to sale price ratio. A list to sales price ratio is what you listed at versus what it sells at. You're going to start creating your own averages so you can know your market, and then you can know yours and see if your numbers are better than what the average is. Wouldn't that be cool to market? I get my clients 10% more than the average realtor. How do you know that? Because you have your numbers. And you can track those numbers with Command. Command allows you guys familiar with Command? You guys started using it yet? So Command allows you to set up opportunities. You put in all your data in there. You can even set your goals in there. This is how much I want to make this year. This is how many houses I want to sell this year. And you can start tracking those numbers on there as you start selling some houses. Pretty cool. You guys bored yet? Cool. Trying to make it fun. Learn your clientele. Who are your buyers? Who are your sellers? Who can tell me a few different types of buyers? Buyers are liars? Man, you guys are very untrusting today, aren't you? You guys don't trust nobody. And sellers are yellers. Yeah. There are. So what's a type of buyer? What is a type of buyer? Who can tell me a type? A friend? Yeah, so SOI, right? But what type of buyer? That's what you can get those buyers from. But what type of buyer are they? What about a first-time buyer? Yeah. What about a vacation home buyer? VA buyer, an investor. There's different types of buyer. Commercial buyers. Right? What about sellers? Empty nesters. Empty nesters are a type of seller. Relocations. Upgrading. Yeah.
Divorce.
Yeah, divorcees, probates. Different types of sellers. As you start understanding the different types of sellers, you can start targeting in your marketing or in your approach who you're going to go after. There's notice of defaults, right? Foreclosures, REOs, bank-owned properties, right? So you can start targeting your business or focusing your business on certain types of buyers and sellers. One of the easiest ads to run is for first-time buyers. VA ones look really well too, especially in this area. Because why? The base. See? It helps that you know your area. That was you? You said that? Yeah. All right. And does the market benefit your clients? Does the market benefit your clients? Does the market put your clients at risk? So why would a market put our clients at risk? Say that again? Why would a market put your clients at risk? High interest. A high interest rate could put your clients at risk. If there is maybe the pending financial doom of the economy on the uprise, then, it might put our clients at risk. Say that again? Loss of a job. Yeah, if you know that there's going to be quite a bit of unemployment, like that your client works at Northrop and they're doing some heavy layoffs, that might put them at risk. Does the market benefit your clients? So right now we're kind of at a really good place to buy and sell. Right? The people that have owned their homes for a long time are going to get the most money for it now. The reason why it's a good time to buy is because we can negotiate now. So balanced markets are great. So in the seller's market, it was a great time to sell, but then what do? Right? Is right now the best time to sell? Yeah, absolutely it is. But you have to go buy afterwards, don't you? Make them aware of that. Don't talk them out of it. Just make sure that they know, because you don't want to, at least I don't. You guys can do your business the way that you want to do it. But I don't want to be the person that wasn't transparent with my clients. Now, a lot of people do believe that the market's going to what? But is it really? I think there is going to be an adjustment, but there's nothing that shows that there's a crash. We have to realize that there's only been 2 recessions that have ever affected our real estate market the way that we all remember. Everybody's holding on to that 2007 crash. But that's never happened. As we just discussed in 1979, 1981, when interest rates were 18%, people were still buying. People were still buying. There was a little bit of a dip in the 90s. Huh? Quite a dip?
My experience, quite a dip. My house lost a lot.
In 2008?
In 91.
In 91? Yeah, so there was a dip in there's a dip in 91, but it wasn't a world-ending crash. Yeah. So not like 2007 was. The only other time that happened was in the Great Depression. Jesus. How many more of these things do I have going off? Okay. Take the grassroots approach. Go to where your people are. That is the grassroots approach, for those of you that didn't know that word, because I didn't when I first took this class. Grassroots approach is get your feet on the ground. Go to where your people are. Talk with the people who are learning about the market, your clients and potential clients, and chat with them. Learn where your sphere gets information. If you know that they're getting their information from Facebook, or if they watch CNN, it's probably good to kind of keep up on what it is that they're watching too, so that you can already start talking about the topics that they're going to be seeing. And then be present. So, you guys have probably heard this, but you'll hear a lot of people say interest rates keep going up, so, they don't want to buy, right? Or my neighbor's house hasn't sold, so I'm going to hold off on selling mine because the market must not be good right now. So you'll hear stuff like that, and it is your job as the expert to help people know the truth. Because just because your neighbor's house isn't selling, does that mean that it's a bad time to sell? What if that house is just listed too high? What if it's not marketed correctly? So, know that stuff. And you're going to have microclimates in different neighborhoods. You know that our median list price is $485, or median sales price is $485, but you can't find a house for $485 in Ana Verde, right? In Quartz Hill, $485 is you might be able to find it for a really small janky house, but you'll start learning the average list price. So you'll know that the houses in Lake LA, for a really, really nice one, might sell for $420. Right? $420, $430, $450, maybe. Right? So that market changes. So if you know that, then you could probably just look at your neighbor's house or your friend's neighbor's house and tell them right away, well, they're probably not selling because they're about $50,000 over what the average is for that area. Make sense? Did I lose you? Keep the headlines in context. Read past the headline. How many times have you guys looked at something, read the headline, and then you read the rest of it and you're like, huh? That is not what it said. Right? It's like, oh, I don't know, who's famous? Beyonce caught with da 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 da. I don't even want to say the title that I was thinking. But Beyonce caught, and then you read it, and it wasn't. She wasn't caught. It was some rumor or somebody had said the possibility if Beyonce were to get caught in this issue, this bad thing could happen. But the title says Beyonce caught. Do you think most people read past the headline? No. It's gotten me a couple times. So do your Carfax. Check your Carfax. And this underlies. Oh. So this is so there's there's a story about, a lot of people have done this, but there's a story about an agent who wore a real estate name badge or had real estate written on his t-shirt, or it said, ask me about the market on my t-shirt or something like that. There's a bunch of different shirts like that. And so they would go up to the agent and they would ask the agent, how's the market? And the agent always would reply that it's what? That is good. The agent would always reply that it's good, that the market's great. If you can change that narrative, that negative fear-mongering narrative that we all receive on a daily basis, be the light and tell your market the truth. No, it's not crashing. The market's great right now. Why is it great? Well, because we can negotiate. There's down payment assistance programs. We can do rate buy downs. We can do. It's great. I just saved my client $35,000 on their last purchase. Sounds pretty good to me, right? Oh, but the interest rates are high. Okay. Ahas. What you got?
I have, spot.
It's the fun part. What you got? Ahas. Come on.
Just be positive when a client comes up to you. You were just talking about it though.
That's cool. I'll take it.
I remember something.
He caught the last 5 seconds. It's cool. I'll take it. Good job. Good job. Be positive. Change the narrative. Change the narrative. If everybody's selling negativity, don't be that person. Anybody else? Mike, where's my house key? Know who your buyers and sellers are. And what does that look like?
Know who you buying, or know who you,
Investors, first time home buyers.
Sure. Know their needs, right?
Know your market. Know what's going on around here, so you know where to direct them.
That's right. That's right. Look at it. We got you talking. That's talking. You go back? You went back to page 1? All right, my man.
you got like a VA buyer, recommend maybe, hey, you might want to live in Rosamond, it's closer to the bay.
Well, sometimes they'll have VA-only homes. They'll build houses for veterans. Special deals. There's a few complexes in Santa Clarita that only sell to veterans. Wouldn't that be good to know? Did you guys know that up until now? No. Now you do. What does that help with? Helps with the clients, man. Helps being the what? What does that help be? What does that make you?
Make you an expert.
That's right, baby. Let's go. Are we experts yet? Are we getting there?
Yeah, we get it. What is it? Is it like condos, or is it?
They have different ones. Yeah, those are condos. There's some in Canyon Country. Yeah, there's some in Palmdale. The ones over here in Palmdale, I think, are rentals though. But they do have some in Palmdale too. They're not always on the market because there's limited, but they sell them a lot cheaper. A lot cheaper. Yeah. So the condos that I'm thinking of in Santa Clarita, in Canyon Country, the condo building next to it, the condos sell for like $500, right? These condos sell at like low 4s. And they're basically the same size condos. They're nice, There's something similar. And so we'll get a lot of times people are like, oh, I want to buy this one. Well, it's VA only. But you just saved your VA buyer $100,000 on buying a condo because you knew your market. Are we having fun yet? Just me? All right. Just me. What about you? What was your name? Veronica? Sorry. Trying to remember. What'd you get? Know your contracts? How do we learn our contracts? Yeah. How would you learn your contracts? We got to read them with Wendy. Learn your contracts with Wendy. And practice them. Practice filling them out. I think, when I first got started, I spent like the first few months just reading those things. I read through the RPA a few times. I read through every single one of those documents. Because if I wasn't going to be doing business, I wanted to be ready. If I didn't have any business yet, I wanted to be ready for when I did, Don't be, I've met agents that have been doing it for 15, 20 years, 30 years, and they still don't know their contracts. And I was in contract, in escrow, and this lady's she's mad at me. But I'm like, read the contract. I'm like, it's in there. I've only been doing it a couple years, right? 3 years. She's like, oh, well, you newbie and this and that. And I'm like, no, literally, I think it was like section 7 BC, whatever, on the RPA literally says to be delivered vacant and all this stuff. And I didn't have to write that in. Well, you didn't write that in. I didn't have to. It's in the contract. Why am I doing this for 2 years? And you missed, I know everything 30 years old, 30 years into the game. But it helps. It helps. My clients were appreciative. Utilize resources. Where'd my papers go? Okay, so now that you know how to build your expertise, knowledge of the market, here's some tools to help you. Command. Do you guys have the Command app? Yeah, everybody have it? If you don't have it, download it. Command app. KW Command. It's right there. That's what it looked like. So you can use there's also the Keller Williams app, which you can actually provide to your clients that is associated only with you. So if I get on my app and I share my app with my client, I have my face on there, and they can use my app like Zillow to find houses, and then it actually notifies my command that I can go look at their name and see that they're liking houses. So now I really look like the expert. I got my own app. Yeah. They spent millions and millions of dollars on these things. I think they're spending like $1 billion on with everything that they're doing with Command. So use those apps. You can have local market data right there on the Keller Williams app, and then your Command app, you can stay in tune with what you have on your laptop. And what's really cool about the Command app is that you can sync it with the contacts on your phone to easily upload those contacts into your database. So now these are no longer your phone contacts, they are now your clients. Hi, Mom. Is your mom a possible client? What about your cousin? Mm-hmm. And that Theo you don't like? He could, but I won't work with him. I don't work with that guy. Still got his number though, so I know when not to pick up. Alrighty. Next one. Command, your integrated end-to-end Keller Cloud platform for running and growing your business. So, database health, as you start filling in your contacts, right here, you start putting in your contacts, it grades your database health score with how much information you have on each one of those contacts. So you can start asking them for their address and neighborhoods, things like that. As you guys sit in on Mondo's command classes, you'll learn a little bit more about that. But this is really cool too because you can run ads from here. You can get market data. You can set up your clients with market data. And what's really cool, so as you put these contacts in, they have these things called smart plans. And there's this one smart plan called the Neighborhood Snapshot. And what that does, either twice a month or once a month, it sends your clients automatic snapshots of their neighborhood. So if you know somebody owns a home over here, we'll just use that same 30th and K4, I can put their address in, connect, or take their email, make sure you have their email, get their address in, click on their market, and then subscribe them to that area, so every month they can see what the value of their house is, what's happening, what's sold in their area. Does that make you seem like the expert? Yes. Get the KW app now. You guys all have the KW app? Yeah. And the Command app? Yeah. You got both of them? No? Get them both. Get both of them. Get both of them. From the App Store, Keller Williams Real Estate. Touch drop down menu. Jesus. At least I know I'm loved. Everybody's calling me for my birthday. Scroll to the profile. Scroll to profile. Okay. What time is it? Okay. Establish your business on social media. So, have you guys started doing this yet? A little bit. Tiny little bit. So there's a reason why this is so powerful. My whole business was started just using Facebook. I figured that was my biggest database that I can connect into, and I called everybody on my phone. But I had like 2,000 friends on Facebook. You guys know you can send 150 messages in 24 hours before it stops you? 150 on Facebook. Oh, I know it. Because I'd be waiting 24 hours to send 150 more. I had 2,000 to 2,300 contacts to get through. So, that's a pretty big database to tap into. So, your algorithm benefits from doing stuff like this too. When you interact with different people, so go through your friends list, go through the stuff, start interacting with those things, comment, like, message. When you interact with people, that's when they start showing up on your feed. And that's when you start showing up on their feed. So if you guys are creating content, would it not make sense to go around connecting with people so the algorithm knows that you guys are, that they probably want to see your stuff? So if you do this, it's going to be a lot easier for your videos and your content to gain traction. Because if you haven't posted anything in a while, the algorithm is very good at making it seem like nobody cares about you. I have a Facebook page, a Facebook business page, and the algorithm's really tricky with that one. But I have a Facebook business page, and that I was really trying to build, and I was really consistent with posting. And eventually I had like one thing kind of go semi-viral. And I ended up getting like 5,500 followers on my Facebook business page for real estate. Here's what sucks. When I stopped posting, and I was getting tons of traction on all my posts and things like that. After that, tons of and all that. When I stopped posting, I get about 2 people that like those posts now because I stopped. And seriously, and it's my mom, just because she subscribes to me, because she's the best. She is. She's the best. She's the best. But the Facebook business page those are really, really hard because those aren't part of like a normal algorithm. The algorithm is designed for the people, right? But on Instagram or from your personal page, it's different. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll post on my business page and then I'll share it to my main page and I'll just share it from there. So you still see, you can still see the professional aspect or whatever, but.
Can you repeat that again? So you just share it to your personal? I was going to ask that.
Yeah.
Is it okay to have a personal and
Yeah, so, but it is. I do. But watch what you post on your personal. Because people are watching. So I had to stop with the junk posting. I used to post a lot of really frivolous things. And now I have a third page that nobody knows about.
so you just go ahead and transfer, you just share it from your
On Facebook, yeah.
your business to your personal?
On Facebook, yeah. You set up a business page, and then I follow my business page. And then from that, when I post, I go back on my personal, I go to my business page, and then I just share it from there.
Oh, and then everybody will follow you from there, huh?
Kind of.
I mean, instead of you actually adding everyone one by one.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. Well, yeah, but if you got to stay on top of the business page. But I find people like personal with the certificate of professional. You know, they like seeing that you're a professional, but they want the personal aspect. They want to feel like they're not reaching out to some business. So give them that platform. Instagram, and you can integrate both too. So you can post on Instagram and have it post on your Facebook. So that's a cool thing too, because you can be twice as productive with your posts. But like 10 posts a day. Go find people, like them, and then comment on those posts. If you're going to be liking them, you might as well comment on them too. You know, and then put something. I mean, you can do a couple fire emojis or whatever here and there, but write something. Oh, girl, you look so good. Oh, keep up, my boy. That's right. Go get that paper. Whatever. Oh my God, your dog's so cute. Doesn't have to be professional. But you can be friendly. You might see me posting on AV Scanner. I'd be posting, not posting, but commenting. I don't know if you guys saw, but there was a fight that like broke out on Sierra Highway from those lovely people that love walking up and down there. And I put on a comment. Because somebody was in their car recording them in front of that liquor store. I was like, y'all think they want to buy a house? But who sees that? The Antelope Valley. The Antelope Valley sees that. And there was another one. There was another one where like there's two homeless people. They look like users. Then they were like stealing from a store. I was like, you know, with down payment assistance programs, they might not be looking so homeless. You know, I like being funny. You know, but you can do you. People loved it. People loved it. Other enrichments. Did we kill it? Are we good? Dang. Get y'all out of here early. So another idea too. So for the direct message thing for Facebook. So a really good thing is figure out something either current or something that you just want to do, but make it sincere. One of the things that I did during COVID was I realized that everybody was going through a hard time, and it was around winter time, I think, or around the New Year. And I just messaged everybody and said, hey, I know everybody's going through a hard time right now. You know, I just want to be out. I wanted to reach out to everybody and just make sure everybody's okay. You know, I want you to know that you can come to me for more than just real estate. I'm here. I want to lend an opening ear and figure out any way that I can help help out if you guys need it. And I sent that 2,379 times. And just changed the name. Hey, Diane. Hey, Adam. Hey, boom. Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Takes about an hour, maybe 2 hours. Depends how quickly you get through those. What happens is you'll start getting replies, and then you're like, starting to reply, and then while you're copying and pasting and things like that, but yeah. So and that was really effective. People really like that. And I got another thing that I do too. I try doing this I didn't do it to completion this last year, but it is something that I do like to do is I message people. We have something called a 135 GPS, which is a goal setting thing that we do. You have one goal, 3 priorities, and 5 strategies to get those priorities done, right? I hit people up. I'm like, hey, if anybody needs help planning out their goals for the rest of this year, I just want to offer that for free for people. What are your goals this year? Here's how we do it, you know? Let's sit down. let's sit down and figure out what your goals are. It doesn't have to be about buying a house. It can be about buying a car. It might be moving or whatever, but you're going to end up in conversation about people we do want to buy a house. Cool. Let's set up a GPS to get you there. Food for thought. Food for thought. Study your market center report, preview homes, visit and hold open houses, study lore, read The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, read it. I know it's a big book, but that is literally the real estate Bible. Actually, well, this is pretty much the real estate Bible, but it's a big one. The Ignite is definitely your playbook on being successful. If you do these things, I promise you, do this. You'll be the most successful real estate agent in the next 2 years. Number one real estate agent in the next year to 2 years. If you did this 100% to its fullest, I know I'm guilty of it too. If you just did this every day, you will be the number one real estate agent in this valley in the next 2 years, I guarantee you.
Number one, market center report.
Yeah.
Who has that?
A week or a day?
As a day.
Is it our market center?
Study your market center report. Yeah, we have reports here. You can ask Iman. Those generally we get those monthly, but we do have our reports. We go through them in ALC, but they're open to share. So read The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. There is not a real estate brokerage on this planet that doesn't base their teachings off of what Gary Keller himself wrote. This book is literally, there's a reason why Keller Williams is the number one company in the world. We're the biggest real estate agency in the world. There's a reason for that. He even says, he's like, talking to millionaire real estate agents, he's like, I'm basically just I'm the same millionaire real estate agent that followed this to make it to a billionaire real estate agent. That's basically what he is. So, read that book. Do you guys find this stuff kind of hard? Is it hard? What makes it hard?
Distractions, I'll do it later, that kind of stuff.
So it's hard because we don't want to do it? I'll tell you what's hard. Not making any money. Now that's hard.
Just make a copy of that and put a dollar sign and zero, and then go on the next day and look at it the day before and say, wait a minute, I didn't do anything yesterday.
Yeah.
How am I gonna pay my bill?
Yeah, everything's hard, Waking up can be hard. Right? But this isn't making one phone call hard? So what makes making 10 phone calls hard?
It's like door knocking. Do the first one.
Oh, so it's hard because you're lazy. That's what it is. It's hard because I don't want to. That's why it's so hard. You know what's really hard is manual labor. When you're out in the sun breaking your back. But we don't have to do that. Things can appear hard when we don't want to do things, but the opportunity cost in the things that we don't do is generally a lot harder. I will promise you that. It hurts a lot more when you're not able to buy those Christmas presents for your kids. It hurts a lot more when you can't make that car payment. But I don't want the money to be the one thing or the reason why you do it too, because once you get money, you stop working. I've been guilty of that too. All of a sudden I got money and then I'm not doing my calls anymore. The next thing I know, a couple months later, I'm broke again. So I had to catch on to that cycle and make sure I wasn't doing that anymore. I can't be. I was working for money and I stopped when I got it. Can't be complacent. So do those. I'm telling you. You will be a millionaire real estate agent in 2 years if you just did that every day for the next 2 years. Trading gets better with feedback. Give us yours. KWU. Say what? KWU? What the heck, man?
KWU eval.
Yeah.
U eval.
U eval. Get involved. They want you to donate. If you guys want to donate. We're also doing that shoe drive. If you guys have any extra shoes. Oh, I'm sorry. Rescanning that?
Can you go to the feedback?
Make sure Nico doesn't teach again. I don't know who the. Oh, I guess that is for me, huh? There you go. Event type, instructor optional. I don't know if I'll ever see it, but yeah. I don't have like a portal for that. I'm sure they'll tell me. I'm sure they'll tell me exactly who said what. I'm just kidding. You guys know about KW Cares? Who doesn't know about KW Cares? You guys familiar with how the organization works or what they do? No? Not really? So KW Cares is our it's our nonprofit. And so what's really cool is it's specifically for agents. So what's cool with KW Cares is that like we had an agent in our office who got a lung disease. It was really, really bad. And huh? I don't even know how I'm supposed to be. So they were kind of down and out, and KW Cares got together to help with the cost of the surgery. KW Cares was the first organization on the ground when the fires happened in Pasadena or Altadena. Eden fires or Eden fires. We were the first ones there with water and helping. We were helping a bunch of people, but we were specifically providing financials for the agents that lost their homes. It goes right back into KW agents. For whenever we've had a couple situations like that and that money goes to our people when we need help. So it's cool, and we get involved with other things too. So we're doing like that shoe drive right there. If you guys have extra shoes, lightly used, or new if you want, but lightly used shoes. And then KW Next Gen. You guys can take a look at that. Donate, event, volunteer. Okay. Any last ahas? No? You guys hated it? It's the worst class ever? Thank you. Glad you guys enjoyed it. Of course. Well, at 11 o'clock, for those of you interested, I do a communications class on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11. I've got Lorena, I've got MK, I've got Noe. Clara shows up when she wants to. Jarita comes. I couldn't. You're not embarrassable. I don't know if that's a word, but we're making it one. So, no, Clara's consistently coming. Yeah, it's Lorena. Lorena's the one that shows up when she wants to. Stop while you're ahead. Yeah, I don't want to get beat. Okay, so engage every conversation in the spirit of contribution, and people are happy to be in relationship with me. So we want to say this. This is our affirmation. So let's say, everybody, I engage every conversation in the spirit of contribution, and people are happy to be in relationship with me. I like that. People are happy to be in relationship with me. Okay. It says role play. What are we role playing? Role play, the chosen conversation. Role model the chosen conversation with a volunteer. Refer to participants, participant guide. Have them locate inventory conversation. Starter, page C6. You guys have that? It says go to...
Oh, right here, conversation sheet.
No.
No?
It says go to locate the inventory conversation starter on page C6. It might be in the back. Wait.
Are you talking about the conversation?
Oh, right here.
Oh, yeah, it's all the way in the back.
Yeah, it's 312.
No, it's it's all the way back here.
Oh, way in the back.
Yeah.
Appendix C or something.
C4, C6.
Yeah, real estate expert conversation.
Yeah, so here it is, C6 all the way in the back of your book. Like a C6. All right, so what does this thing say? As an agent, you must always know your numbers and share them in conversations. Here's an example. Real estate markets are always about supply and demand. Did you know that number of homes are listed for sale? That number is decreased by a percentage. Rising inventory, longer times. Tip as you review MLS data. Okay, so the following page is the Ford conversation. That's always a really good one. What is this thing telling us to do? Role model the chosen conversation with a volunteer. What conversation did we choose? Huh. That is the conversation?
So like you gotta throw all that in there in your conversation, in your role playing.
Yeah, the conversation sheet is the one on 312.
There are other numbers to plug in the pricing material.
Okay. Does anybody want to try it? You guys know your numbers? Who can tell me? Who can tell me days on market?
61.7.
That's it. You're right there. You're right on it. You did a good job. You made it. All right, so let's try inputting. So we have 61.7 for days on market. What is our average sold price? 485. So let's add that in there. Right? And I think it's 1,400 and I think it's actually no, it went down. I think it's 1376 or something like that. 13. I could be wrong. But let's call it 1,300 homes. Okay. And then
It's increased.
increased or decreased?
In the past month.
It has increased by 107, I think, in the past month. We're selling. No, I don't know what that percentage is. Whatever yeah, I don't know the percentage, but you can do it by the number. You know, our inventory has increased by 107 houses this past month. Actually, well, here's the. Yeah, because we're getting about 100. We're getting about 120 houses 150 houses a week right now, but we're selling about 450. So we're getting a little over a surplus of like 100 houses a month right now. So we're gonna go into. So this is lead generation. We're right on time for that. I know it's your favorite thing to do, everyone. But I have something for you that I'm going to make copies for. So I know the people that are in my class at 11 have these. And I need to make more. But what we have here are the basic buyer qualifying questions and seller qualifying questions. That's stuff that you ask buyers and sellers. So you guys like this? You want it? Yes. So simple things. It's like, why are you selling? What area do you need to move to? Is there another home that you need to sell? Who else is also making the decision for you in selling this home? You know? Are you interviewing any other agents? And then I have this one. This one's my favorite. So who's not made calls to all their people, all their contacts in their phone? Who hasn't told everybody that they're in real estate? Huh? So I'm gonna make copies of these. But this script right here is what I used when I first got started to call everybody in my contact list. You have it?
I don't have it.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Sure you do. I know for 100% you do.
Not bad.
Okay. Well, here you go. You don't have these buyer qualifying questions either?
I have the buyer qualification.
You need to tell me that? You need to tell me you don't have the 4-point ejection handler either? Okay. I'm gonna make more copies. So this is the number 1 script. And this script goes like this. So you start off with the Ford. You guys learn about Ford yet? Yeah, I'm gonna make copies. Yeah, it's not a big deal. So start off with, hey Noe, how's the family?
We're doing well. Thank you for asking, Nico.
Oh, that's so great to hear. How's your wife? She's still doing good?
Yeah, she got over that surgery and she's feeling much better now.
Awesome. I didn't know she had a surgery. What happened?
Yeah, she had a stress fracture in her foot.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, I'm glad she's better.
Thank you.
Listen, it's good to hear about the family. The reason for my call is, I recently had something really exciting happen. I got my real estate license, and I was just calling all my friends and family members to see if, no way, if you happen to know anybody that was looking, say at work, friend, family member, somebody you know, that was looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, do you have an agent that you refer that business to?
No, currently I don't. I'm actually happy that you are in there because I know the kind of person you are, and that's really good news for us. Actually, my brother-in-law, he told me that he wants to probably list his house.
Oh, really? That's great news. Dude, no way, I cannot thank you enough for your support on that. Those really, really kind words from you. Yeah, absolutely. I would love to help your brother out. Is there a good time or a good way to reach out to him?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll send you his contact. I'll let him know. I actually talk to him about you a lot because all the things you've been posting on social media,
Aw.
all what you're doing in real estate already is like you're really, catching an expert in the area, and I really love to connect him with you.
That's awesome. I appreciate that, No Way. And No Way, I do have, since I do have your support, I would love to add you to my client appreciation program. Basically, it's just like a monthly update. I have a newsletter. And we also do neighborhood snapshots just to give you an idea of what the value is on your home. Would you be interested in joining that program, staying up to market? Cool.
Absolutely. Thank you for offering.
Cool. What's a good email for you?
Noe.magana1@yahoo.com.
Awesome. And you know what? I'll get your wife on it too. What's her email?
Marisa.magana@ymail.com.
Thank you so much. And while I have it here, because I'm just putting it in my database, when's your birthday? I love sending birthday cards out on people's birthdays.
July 14th.
Oh, cool. It's right. It's next week. I love it. So maybe you send me one today, and I'll send you one next week. Okay. I love it.
Celebrate together.
I love it. Yeah, we should. We should absolutely get together for lunch. What are you doing Saturday at 3 p.m.? Cool.
I'm open.
Cool. Lunch it is. And now he fluffed it up, but he fluffed it up. But that's how the conversations will go. That's really how they'll go.
No, and I think especially if you know the person, the other person already appreciates for the call, no matter, the reason.
Right.
I think I'm happy to hear from that person I know, and so a conversation can go like that.
It is. It's an easy conversation. It's really easy to have. You're checking in on the family, and then you can go back to after you did that. We set up lunch to go hang out or something like that. So, but the big thing is the question. And this question I still use today. I do anytime I meet somebody, like I'll meet them at the market, I'll meet them at the golf course or wherever, just out and about, the car wash. And I say, hey, let me ask you a question. If you, a friend or a family member was ever looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, do you have a real estate agent that you refer that business to? I'm not asking you directly, hey, you need an agent. Do you have an agent that you refer that business to? It's the number one question, and if you use it correctly, it'll work for you for the rest of your career. Let me go make some copies of these. Be right back. Did you have that the script? Did you want it?
Which one is that?
I'm printing them out. The script packet. Yeah. Raise your hand. Do you? No, I have copies being made right now. You need. Yeah. Oh, that's why you're hyper all the time? It's the meds? So, any questions about today? Any questions that you just want to ask me about anything? 11. Generally try to keep it around 30 minutes, but we generally go to like 45 minutes. Yeah, so 11.
Just Wednesdays and?
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yup. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Also this Friday. I'm trying to figure out what we can do because I need to be in LA at 1:15. We're doing it today. I think what I'll do is if you guys are cool with it, I can lead the class from Zoom. Are you guys gonna be here? I can see all you guys? Yeah? I'll have Mondo set up the Zoom in here, and then I can lead it from here. Cause I'm gonna be driving down. Cause JD can't fill in. For those of you that want to actually do the lead generation right now, you guys can start trying to type up a Facebook message. Try sending those out. Get productive. But that's it. The class is pretty much done. If you guys don't want to do lead generation, I'm not going to choke you. Thank you.
Make sure y'all tell him happy birthday.
Thank you.
We gotta hit 24.
The what?
We gotta hit 24.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. I'm all about it. These need to be stateful. Are you gonna stick around for it?
No, we're gonna, I have a meeting to go to.
Yeah, whatever. Heard it all before.
But I will definitely be here next time. On your next one. Thank you so much. It was amazing.
Of course. I'll see you at the end of Ignite.
Okay.
I'm doing another one. I think on the last week.
Yes, we'll be here.
Uh,
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Nobody wants to communicate.
And that's where we need most help, right? Is communicating
Nobody wants to make their phone.
effectively
Nobody wants to make their phone calls.
and
I try to force people. Actually, you know what? I should have done it, but this we're only 3 in right now, and
it's shocking.
yeah.
45 minutes to go call.
Yeah, I did it last Ignite, and it was.
I'm not kidding, you got it. I saw you the other day, you got it.
I'll be calling right
Yeah,
now.
we're offering, we're
So-
offering a no obligation evaluation of your
Yeah.
home. Yeah, I love that, yeah.
I got it. Let's go.
Great.
Call me back.
So I did it.
Stop it.
So I did it last time, and if half the class didn't walk out, but the people there was a few people. That's all that matters. There was a few people that actually did it, and they had success stories. And so, but that was also a few weeks in.
I couldn't do it.
I think it was like 2 weeks in or whatever, and I was like, who hasn't made their phone calls? Who hasn't done them yet?
He made his phone calls. You made
Yeah,
your phone calls that day.
for the business, to business.
Yeah, right? Wasn't that, isn't that what you said?
Ignite. The last time I taught Ignite.
Oh, okay.
And
They all walked out.
I mean, a lot of people did. A lot of people, I have to go, or whatever. It happens every time. Business to business one, they did that too. Happens every time. But but there was a few people that actually got down, got on the phone, and one person set their first appointment. That's all it fucking takes.
So it's just that, what is it? It's feeling comfortable about.
It's this.
About offering.
No,
value, like
it's this.
Offering the
It's this.
evaluation. It's in the mindset, right?
It's this. I gave you. I literally just handed you the script.
Yeah, that's right.
It's confidence.
You gotta take it in. Read it, take it in, and say, this is what I want.
I'm still recording.
Yeah, can you stop the recording? Great.